guys, I'm Lydia and welcome to my channel. I've been in a bit of a reading slump recently, and my last video was I played Bookopoly, my own version, to find something to read and to give myself some goals for the rest of the month. There's, I think, 9 days left in August, and I've only read 10 books, which for me is low. So I have created this little TBR that I hope to finish by the end of the month. I'm starting with The Box in the Woods, which is really good. I've started it already and it's brilliant. I love the Truly Devious series. That this is the same characters, and yeah, really enjoying it so far. Hopefully tonight I'll be able to start After Love, which I picked for romance. I don't know if it's romance, but yeah, it looks cute, it sounds sad. And then I've got Gideon the Ninth. Quite a pretty cover. Well, quite dark, but I like it. And sprayed edges. I always love sprayed edges. Another one that I've tried to read before and not really got into. I started it when it first came in the Illumicrate box, and I think it just wasn't the right time for me. It was heavy, it was dense, I didn't get what was happening. But yeah, I rolled sci-fi. Pretty sure this is sci-fi. I'm not sure if it's got fantasy elements, but yeah, it's in space. It's sci-fi. Started reading this last night. I wasn't sure I'd get very far into it, but I did make it to, I think, page 230. It's a very quick read, very easy to read. It's really good so far. I loved the Truly Devious series, and this is the same characters but a completely new mystery set in a new place. Yeah, it's going really well so far. I read a bit this morning as well, so I am up to page 312. It's shorter than I thought. It's only 383 pages, so should be able to get that done today. About 2:45 on Sunday, and I've just finished The Box in the Woods. This is really good. I knew it was going to be good. I did not see the ending coming. There's no way I could have predicted how that turned out. I'm not mad about that. I love when I don't know where it's going to go. I love mystery and thriller, but I often can see where it's going, and I end up just getting impatient waiting for the characters to catch up. So yeah, this was really good, and I actually quite like the naked hardback with the green and the gold. It's very foresty. Yeah, that's good. It's earlier than I expected as well. I thought it was like 5 o'clock. It's not even 3, so I might as well give this a start. So I'm starting After Love. I'm literally on page 1, and I've only just realised it's set in England, which is exciting. I don't come across that much UK YA, aside from Alice Oseman, who I absolutely adore. I started this at 2:40. It's now 3:50 and I'm already 150 pages in, so this one's going really well so far. It's split into before and after, so we know from the back cover that the main character dies and becomes a Reaper, but there's quite a long build up to that, which I wasn't sure about, but I quite like it, it turns out. I like getting to know her and her girlfriend, the one that she wants to get back to after she dies. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I didn't expect to have read that much in so little time, so that's the bonus of not having my phone when I read. Monday morning and my brother has come to stay, so I've lost my main sort of reading and recording space in the caravan. Yeah, I finished this last night at about 8 o'clock. This was good. This is a solid 4-star read. I enjoyed it. I loved that they were both on-page lesbians. You don't often see that word used, especially in YA. More so now, but that's been a bit of a bugbear of mine when female characters are described as just being queer or gay or questioning, and very few use the word lesbian. So that was really refreshing. I liked the story. It wasn't as emotional as I was expecting. There were times when I thought that it would have gone bigger with the feelings, and it didn't quite. So it wasn't a 5-star for me. But yeah, it was a good book. It was easily a 4. So that means it's now time to tackle Gideon the Ninth. And it's only the 23rd of August. Since I set myself this TBR, I've done a lot better than I thought I would. So I'm probably going to have to add at least 1 or 2 more books. I'm thinking probably Legendborn, after watching Ro from One Row Through Worlds' latest video, her Merlin reading vlog. So if I can find it, I haven't seen it in a while. It's somewhere. I'll find it. And yeah, maybe I'll do a couple more rolls on the bookopoly board and see what I can add. I did find chapter summaries of Gideon the Ninth online. So I've read through the first 6 chapter summaries because when I picked it up, I saw that I am on chapter 7 apparently. So yeah, I've read through those to get me back up to speed on where we're at. And I'm glad I did, because there was stuff I didn't remember. Just all the little details that will probably be important later on. I don't know how long this is going to take me. I've got about 380 pages left, but this is not going to be my normal reading speed. Usually I'm about 100 pages an hour. This is probably going to be more, probably half of that. So it's going to be a while. I was just about to roll for bookopoly to find another couple of books to read in the rest of August, and a parcel has arrived. Let's see what it is. It's here at last. Oh, I can't dig into it right now because it's part of my September readathon. I think it's 2 of the prompts, maybe for Magical Readathon and bookopoly. I'm not sure, but I'm so excited for this book. Okay, so it's time to roll a couple more times for the rest of August. I'm pretty sure the last time I played to set the rest of my August TBR that I was on sci-fi for Gideon. So let's roll from here. So that's 11. 11. That is free pick. No, I'm not a fan of that, to be honest. I don't think that's going to help slump-wise. I'm going to roll again. 3. That is queer. I can see a lot of queer books from where I'm sitting. It's most of my TBR, to be honest. Let's see what I can find. Okay. I'm going to go for Pumpkin. Look how cute this is with the rainbow spine. Yeah, I've been meaning to read this for a while. I love Julie Murphy's books. There's still a solid week left of August, and I've read 2 books over the weekend. So I'm going to roll again to add another one so that I'll have Gideon, Pumpkin, and at least one other. And if I can find Legendborn, maybe I will squeeze that into. So 6. Most recent purchase. Oh, I'm gonna have to think about this. Oh, it's well, it's How We Fall Apart, but that's for my September readathon. So the last time I actually went into a bookshop to buy books, there were 3 that I got. There was Afterlove, which I've already read. There was As Good as Dead, which is on my September TBR, and there was Amari and the Night Brothers. So I think that's going to count as my most recent purchase. So I'm going to add this to what I need to read in the next week. With After Love, that brings my August total up to 12. So we're getting close to that 15 sort of minimum goal. Maybe one day I will do a video about my reading journal. I am 170 pages into Gideon the Ninth, and I'm getting major Jake from Brooklyn Nine-Nine vibes from Gideon, which I'm really enjoying. He's a great character. I really like the writing and the humour, and I can't get the light right. Thursday morning, which is my day off. My boss did call and ask me to come in and work. And for the first time I said no, I actually have plans. Did tell us a white lie and told her I was already in Birmingham. I'm on my way now. So I'm off to Birmingham, which is where I studied for a few years. I don't live far away at all, and they have an amazing Waterstones. It's 6 stories with a really great YA section. So yeah, let's go book shopping. I finished reading Gideon the Ninth last night, so I'll be bringing Pumpkin with me in case there's a chance to stop and read. I'm going with my mum. We'll probably go and stop for a coffee or something. I don't know if there'll be much reading time though, but hopefully a lot of book buying time. So yeah, come book shopping with me. said I was going to do a come book shopping with me vlog because I was going off to Birmingham, but after several hours there, I did a lot of browsing. I didn't end up buying anything. There wasn't anything that really stood out to me, and the stuff that did stand out I already had. There were 3 that I saw on the shelves, and I have them already. So yeah, I think I'm a bit too up to date with book buying to really enjoy going to a bookshop that is the place I often buy from. I'd like to go to somewhere that has sort of more under the radar releases and more hardbacks. There are so few hardbacks in the UK bookshops. That's one thing I love about when I go to New York, which I haven't done for a couple of years now, and go to the Strand, and they just have so many YA hardbacks. It's just spoiled for choice. And here there's like maybe 7 hardbacks, which, yeah, not very good. Instead of doing a full book, like come book shopping with me vlog, I'm just gonna slip the clips that I filmed into my weekly reading vlog. I've decided this will be a weekly thing. I've seen a lot of people do it and I really enjoy watching them, and I've been really enjoying filming bits of footage each day of stuff that I'm reading, stuff that I'm doing. I think it'd be quite nice to keep that up each week and post it on a Sunday. As long as I can keep that up. I don't have the best sticking power for things, but I'm enjoying this and I want to keep it up. I can't do a roundup of all the books I bought today because there were none, which I wasn't expecting. I went to, I think, 4 charity shops. I went to the big Waterstones, I went to Foyles. There were plenty that I looked at. I so nearly bought With Teeth by Kristen Arnott because I loved her first book and I've seen so many good things about her second, but it was so expensive. It was £17, I think, which is just a lot for one book that's not even a special edition or anything. I'm used to like YA hardbacks being like £10 to £12, so that I just couldn't justify it. Even though I went out with the intention to spend money, I thought 17 quid, that should be 2 books really. So I didn't get that in the end, but I can do a sort of mini a mini wrap up of the book posts I've had recently. So, number 1, Harry the Ninth. I don't think the summary is spoilery actually. So the little promo bit says, Harry the Ninth, the sequel to the sensational USA Today bestselling novel Gideon the Ninth, turns the galaxy inside out as one necromancer struggles to survive the wreckage of herself aboard the Emperor's haunted space station. I love the idea of her struggling to survive the wreckage of herself. That's really dark and poetic. I won't read the rest just in case it is spoilery. I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that arrived today while I was out. I bought it on a 1-day delivery while I was still reading Gideon, just so I could have it in case I wanted to read it. And then recently I bought Malibu Rising from Tesco actually, and so this was cheap. This was, well, for a hardback, this was £8, and it's such a gorgeous mint green underneath. I am just in love with this cover. It's just so pretty. I love the colours, the pastel vibes, and the end pages are gorgeous. I have actually already read this. I read an e-arc of it, I think in February. It was snowing, so January, February, March, some point then, and I didn't enjoy it as much as Daisy Jones and the Six and The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, because they were outstanding. And I think that it may be because I was reading an e-arc. I'm not a massive ebook reader. I'm trying to get into them more because I've got a shit ton on my NetGalley that I need to get through. But yeah, and I just thought I need to have this on my shelf next to Evelyn Hugo and Daisy Jones. But yeah, it's very much a family study. It's a character study. There are ties to Taylor Jenkins Reid's other books. I'm pretty sure at one point Evelyn's mentioned. I think Mick Reaver, the dad in this, was one of her husbands. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I read Evelyn Hugo and I listened to the audio, and I do not remember names at all when I'm listening to audiobooks because I'm not seeing them. So yeah, I mean, that's worthy of a cover by alone. It's so pretty, and it made me want to go to Malibu. It made me crave just California beaches and sun and sand. Final bit of recent book mail is XOXO by Axio. I got this after watching Maddie from Book Browsing Blog. Her, I think it was 8-hour cozy reading day. She read this and she raved about it, and it just sounds really cute. It looks adorable. Isn't that cover gorgeous? And as Maddie showed, the hardback, the naked hardback, has the art. It's so pretty. And this is a short, cute YA. I think it's romance. But I think is there K-pop involved? Yes, K-pop idols. And she is, I think she's an artist. Cellist. So a musical artist. I did try listening to the audiobook a while ago actually, and I was enjoying it, but I just could not get on with the narrator. It's, well, similar sort of vibe to Pumpkin, just cute YA contemporary, which I read a lot of. That's one of my top genres, I think. Very different vibe to Harrow. Very different vibe to Amari and the Night Brothers, which is one that I need to read over the weekend, which is middle grade fantasy. I can't find it, so I can't read the synopsis. So yeah, I've got a bit of a mixed bag going on. Reading has been going a lot better since I set my TBR. I've never set a TBR before, so maybe that is something I should have been doing this whole time, because I do love structure and rules, and I need to know what I'm doing. So when I don't have a book lined up, I freeze and I panic and I don't know what to pick up next. I stayed up till 2 o'clock to read Gideon the Ninth. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I'm glad that I went back to it after DNFing it in 2019. This was, yeah, I'm not going to lie, it was confusing. I did find the chapter summaries and read up to the end of chapter 6 on the summaries, which are the chapters that I read a couple of years ago, just so I didn't have to reread those 70 pages, because with a book like this, 70 pages takes me a lot longer to read. Gideon the Ninth is about Gideon, who is a cavalier on the Ninth House, which is the very dark, shadowy, necromantic planet, and she becomes the cavalier, like the second in command to Harrow, who is, I love her. I really like her. She's dark and twisty, but they make such a good pair. The ending of this did shock me. I had to go back and reread it a few times just to make sure I knew what was happening. And then I did go and read a full plot summary as well to make sure I had got the right end of the stick. I had. Sometimes I did find some of the action scenes like a bit too much. Like there's a lot of bone fighting and creature fighting towards the end, which it dragged a little. I wasn't so invested in that, but not enough to knock any stars off. I rated this 5 out of 5. If it's going alright, then I might, well, I did actually already start Harrow. I've read the prologue, so I might sort of dip into this one in between reading lighter, easier stuff. It's hefty. It took me like 4 days to read Gideon, when usually I'm sort of a book a day-ish. Like Saturday I read 2 books. But I have been working hard at the moment, and I now have some time off. So I'm working tomorrow, and then I'm off for 12 days in a row, I think. I hope. That's what my schedule says. I hope the work schedule says the same. So I want to read Harrow. Look at the cover. It's so pretty. I mean, it's so dark. I don't know if it's going to focus. No. But yeah, I love this. I'm slightly sad I never got the Illumicrate edition of this, because this one is the Illumicrate. So this one is, it's signed by the author. And I'm sure they did the second book as well. But at that point, either hadn't read this yet or I DNF'd it, so I thought, oh, there's no point doing that. I'm not sure where Harry was going to go with the storyline, considering how Gideon ended. I'm not going to say anything spoilery here, because yeah, I know it's been a while, but you might be like me, you might not have read it yet. You should if you're into, well, it calls itself science fantasy. I did pick it as my sci-fi for the bookopoly role. I'm gonna, it's sciencey, it's fiction, that's what sci-fi means, it's in space. I think there's more fantasy elements with the whole necromancy and bone creature building, but yeah, it's sci-fi, it's close enough. As you can probably tell, book reviews are not my thing. I usually just say how I felt in the moment, which my review for Gideon on Goodreads was just, what the fuck. So yeah, I'm not good at talking about books. I usually forget what happened pretty soon after reading them, unless they really stick in my mind. So I think Gideon's going to stick for a while, once I eventually sort of untangled what was happening. And it helped that I read that plot summary after I'd finished it, just to make sure that I had got everything together. I don't know what to do about this whole reflections situation. Is there anything that can be done? I don't know. I don't want to film with my glasses off, because I have the most atrocious eye bags. That seems to be just a permanent thing. I sleep fine. So yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with seeing whatever I'm looking at, which currently is just the garden and my camera. Sorry. Oh gosh, it's nearly 6 o'clock. It's late. I'm up to 13 books. I hope to get to 15. I thought that my slowest month this year was February and that it'd been 15 books, but I've just been going through my reading journal and it looks like the lowest I've read is like 20 something. So I can't make up that number in the next few days, so it's going to be a slow reading month for me. So yeah, January 45 books, but 6 were DNFs, so 39 really, I guess. February I did 26 with 2 DNFs. March was 33 with 2 DNFs. April 25 with no DNFs, so that was a good month. And May 49 and only 4 were DNFs. So I don't know what was going on in May. There must have been something in the water, because I was a reading machine. I was still working full-time then, so I'm not really sure. I did have a few days off though. June 27 with 1 DNF, and I still haven't got around to my July. I did read 25. I'm not sure how many were DNFs though. Only 2. So yeah, 23 really, I guess. So far I've got 2 DNFs in August out of only 13. So yeah, 11. That's a slow month. I'm gonna start Pumpkin now. Not quite 6 o'clock. I reckon I can probably finish this today. It is, let's see, 326 pages. So if I can manage my average of 100 pages an hour, that's, I'd be done by 9. I'm not going to read straight for 3 hours, but all being well, I don't start work till 11 tomorrow, so maybe I can finish it off before work. We take a minute to appreciate that this is mainstream YA with a fat boy on the cover in heels in a bright pink book with a rainbow spine. That's pretty cool. I've been reading for just over an hour and I'm on page 116 of Pumpkin by Julie Murphy. So yeah, this is a really quick read. I think I might be able to finish it tonight. I'm not really sure. Depends. It's 20 past 7 now. Yeah, that should be doable. It's so far, yeah, classic, like easy to read YA. I love how gay it is. So the main character, Waylon, isn't this such a gorgeous cover? So he's an openly gay fat kid in Texas. I think he's 16 or 17. He films an audition reel for like the equivalent of RuPaul's Drag Race, and it gets leaked to his school, and he gets jokingly nominated for prom queen, while his sister's girlfriend, because this is a very gay book, gets nominated for prom king. And I was kind of hoping there'd be more of the Drag Race style show. I didn't actually read the summary before I started to read the book or when I bought it, so I wasn't fully sure which way it was going to go. I thought it would have been cool to have more influence from the Drag Race show, just because I love books that are set around reality TV. One of my favourites is another Julie Murphy book. I'm not sure if it's even out yet. I read an e-arc of it on NetGalley called If the Shoe Fits, and that was brilliant. It was a reality dating show where the protagonist is a fat woman whose stepmother is the producer of the show and invites her to take part when one of the girls drops out. So she takes part, and she actually falls in love with the guy who she already knows. That was a fantastic book. I really enjoyed that. It was so nice to see a fat woman as the protagonist. And it reminded me of One to Watch by Kate Stayman London, which is also an incredible book. That's one of my all-time favourite romances. If you haven't read that, you need to get on that one. So yeah, this is very much like easy, light-hearted. It's not romance yet. I think there's going to be a romance in it. I have a feeling he's going to end up with the sort of bully character. There hasn't really been much bullying, but he's painted as a bit of a twat. I'm not a massive fan of falling for someone who's picked on you trope, but we'll see how it goes. Just got back from work. Well, it's evening, it's 7 o'clock, and I have finished Pumpkin. I finished that this morning. I'm not a massive fan, to be honest. It was a 3 out of 5 for me, maybe even a 2.5. I just felt it lacked depth. I don't know if it's because Julie was writing a male character, because I usually love her protagonists, but it just didn't seem to really go anywhere that I was that fussed about. I would have loved if the drag had been more prevalent in the story. It just wasn't a major component, like not as big as the synopsis made it sound like it was going to be. And on my lunch break I started Amari and the Night Brothers. I bought this sorry, there's someone outside. I bought this a couple of weeks ago, and when I got it from Waterstones, both booksellers behind the counter raved about it. And I've heard so many people raving about it on Twitter. So I thought, although middle grade isn't usually my go-to and neither's fantasy, why not give it a go? And so far I'm really enjoying it. I had 30 minutes to read at work today, and I made it to page 66. So that's pretty good going. So far, very easy to read, very interesting. I really like Amari. The concept seems really cool. And yeah, I'm excited to carry on. For some reason I thought this was a really big book. Like, it looks like it should be, I don't know why, it looks like it should be like 500 pages. It's only 371, so that's going to be a lot quicker to read than I thought it was going to be. So, since I filmed my end of August TBR, I've finished the 3 books that I originally put on there. I finished one of the 2 that I put on my extended August TBR. This is the last one. So I guess that means if I can finish Amari probably by tomorrow, I can start Harrow. I have, when's September? Is it Wednesday? Wednesday or Tuesday? I'm not sure. At least 3 solid days. How many days in October? August? 31, I think. So that means Tuesday is the last day of August. So 4 whole days to finish Amari, which I've done 66 pages in like 25 minutes. And this is going to take me a while, considering Gideon took like 4 days. But I'm not at work this time, and I've got 12 days off, And then I'm only back for 3 days and I've got another 6 days off. So September's going to be a really good reading month, I hope. Keep eyeing my September TBR because I've got all the books over there. Over here. And there are so many on there that I can't wait to get to. Especially How We Fall Apart. Because I've been desperate for that book ever since I first heard about it on Twitter. At least a year ago, I think. So to have it and not be able to read it yet because it's not September is quite painful. Maybe I should have left my September TBR filming until later so I could have read that and picked a different book. Also someone there that I'm quite intimidated by. Once and Future Witches is a big book. She Who Became the Sun, also a big book. The Gilded Ones, I don't know how big it is, but it's sort of out of my usual comfort zone. And Serpent and Dove as well, big book, fantasy, not my usual comfort zone. Although I can't really talk when I'm dying to read Harrow, which is like 550 pages of very intense, heavy sci-fi fantasy. 500, just over 500 pages. This vlog is going to end up really long. It's almost 50 minutes at this point, I think, and there's still at least another day of reading and filming to do. Seeing as I've decided to do weekly vlogs, I think I can't decide whether to finish all my filming on Saturday and then post it on Sunday, or include Sunday. I think it'd be too hard to include Sunday because it's going to take a long time to upload. So yeah, one more day of reading and filming then, and then I'll post on Sunday. So I do hope to post a reading vlog every Sunday now. There's going to be some long ones in September. I think there's going to be a lot of reading getting done. I also want to find space for XOXO, seeing as that's quite a recent purchase, and I'm terrible at buying books and then letting them sit around for ages. I mean, there are so many on here that I've had for at least a couple of years. I have a terrible habit of buying a lot of books at once, especially when I go to America and I get overwhelmed by the quality of the bookshops. I go into Barnes & Noble or The Strand, and there was one year that I came home somehow with, I think, 25 books. I don't know how I managed that. Anyway, that's enough of chatting for now. I'm gonna go and try and read this. I'm gonna go and make myself a drink, actually. I don't often drink, but it's Friday, it's the start of my holiday. I'm gonna go and make myself a cocktail. Saturday morning, so it's the first day of my holiday, and I'm reading Amari and the Night Brothers. I'm 114 pages in and I'm really enjoying it so far. It's really easy to read, well, because it's middle grade, but it doesn't feel like a childish book. I think there's a lot of crossover appeal with this one, which is why so many people have been raving about it, because it's not just the 9 to 12s buying it. I've got a coffee in my gorgeous Words and Kisses mug. I've got 3 of these. I love them. They have a lot of books on them that I've read and loved, and it acts as a TBR for finding books I haven't read yet. This isn't paid promo or anything, I just really like the mugs. I completely forgot about Polathon that Jade is hosting. I had intended to take part in it. I think it started at midnight, so about 10 hours ago. And I think it runs until 12 o'clock on Sunday, and there are 3 prompts to try and read 3 books, and I would have probably been able to catch up, but we're going to Sheffield to take my brother back, and I just don't think there's going to be enough time. I was hoping to read The Bear and the Nightingale for it. I hadn't figured out the other 2 prompts, so it was never going to be very successful. I think I've got enough on my plate with trying to finish up Amari and possibly even Harrow before September on Wednesday. So yeah, I'm a bit annoyed about that one, but... So it's just past 8 on Saturday night. I'm back from Sheffield. We had a great day. I found the cutest little independent bookshop called Rhyme and Reason, which had the best YA section I've seen in an English bookshop, I think. Unfortunately, all the ones that I wanted, either I've already got or I've already read. But yeah, definitely worth checking out if you're ever in Sheffield. I haven't finished Amari and the Night Brothers yet, although I did get a bit of time to read while we were there. We did go to the park, so I've got about 150 pages left, so not too much really. I don't think that should take too long to read. It's quite a quick book, it's quite fast paced, the chapters aren't too long, but even when they are, it doesn't seem to take me very long to read them. So I should finish that tonight. Did buy 2 books in Sheffield. Both of them were middle grade actually. They were 2 that I've heard a lot of things about. I don't have them with me at the moment, so maybe I'll be able to put them in the next clip for the wrap up for this video. I got the Nevermore first book and the Strange World Travel Agency first book. I think I'm getting those titles right. They're just 2 books that I've seen a lot about. They've got really high ratings from people that I trust, so it'll be interesting to give them a go. Middle grade isn't usually my genre, but I am really enjoying Amari and the Night Brothers. And to be honest, when I was a kid I didn't read much middle grade. It wasn't a huge thing when I was younger. I only ever really got the Enid Blyton books, and then when I was sort of 11, 12, I was only reading adult books for some reason. I read a lot of chick lit, like all the Sophie Kinsella books. I was obsessed with those when I was 11 and 12. So I sort of missed that big chunk. I didn't really read anything that was age 8 to 12 when I was that age. So I guess I'm sort of revisiting my childhood a bit. It's 9:30 on Saturday night. I don't think I'm going to get much more reading done now that I've come to my bedroom. I think this is it for my first ever weekly reading vlog. I've really enjoyed doing this. I'm excited to start again tomorrow with a whole new one. I'm also excited to get some footage filmed for other booktube videos. I'm hoping to be able to post on Wednesdays as well as my Sunday weekly reading vlogs. I want to try and get into some sort of schedule. Let me know what you think below, if you've enjoyed this, if it's too long. Like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.